But I also know this sweet little town is the town that raised me. This is the town that taught me strength. This is the town that taught me grace. This is the town that taught me faith. And this is the town that taught me, no matter what, neighbors take care of neighbors. And so I know this is a tough time, and I know that there's some more healing that needs to be done, and I know that people have suffered. But I know if there's any town that can get through it, it's Bamberg. We started an after-school program here actually 12 years ago now. And the goal of that after-school program was we wanted to help the rural challenged areas of South Carolina help take care of their kids. Because I knew growing up in this little town, we didn't know what we didn't have, but we had a lot of heart. And we knew that we could be anything if we just worked hard enough. And I was blessed to have great teachers like Miss Coker. I was blessed to have good schools that we went to. But at the end of the day, some of these kids, both their parents go to work early in the morning. And they come home late at night. And we wanted those kids to know they were loved and that they were supported. So we have real teachers that go help them with their after-school work, real teachers that help them study for their tests and let them know we're not going to let them fall. A different approach. Now he has decided he has fired the RMC chair. He's named who's going to be the new RNC chair. His daughter-in-law will be the co-chair. And he is making his campaign manager the officer that runs the party. Think about what's happening right now. Is that how you're going to try and take an election? Then the next day after that, he lost a court case. And he went on another rant and talked about being a victim. And then the campaign disclosures came out, and we saw that he spent $50 million of campaign contributions on his personal court cases. Now, what bothers me with all of that is whether it was New Hampshire or whether it was after that court case, at no point did he talk about the American people. At no point did he talk about the wasteful spending and the $34 trillion in debt. At no point did he talk about that only 31% of 8th graders in our country are proficient in reading. At no point did he talk about the lawlessness on the border and the fact that it only takes one to have another 9/11 moment. At no point did he talk about law and order in our cities. And at no point did he talk about the wars around the world that make us less safe. All he did was talk about himself. And that's the problem. Right now in America, 70% of Americans have said they don't want a Trump-Biden rematch. The majority of Americans disapprove of Joe Biden. The majority of Americans disapprove of Donald Trump. We've got to start listening to them. And then you continue to see what he's doing. And a couple of days ago, he goes to Conway and he says a few things in his rally that show what happens to him. When he's not on a teleprompter, he's completely unhinged. He sat there and mocked my husband Michael's military service. Now look, this isn't personal for me or Michael. That's the problem with politics, is they're making it too personal. It's not about us. What bothered me is if you mock one person in the military, you're mocking everybody in the military. And we all know people who have served. We all know people who've lost their lives. They don't do this for kicks and giggles. They do this because they really do believe in our country. And they believe in something bigger than themselves. But this is a pattern. He mocked military members, calling them suckers and losers. Then when he was at Arlington National Cemetery,
He said, why did they do this? What was in it for them? And now he's doing this. But it's because he's never been near anybody in the military. He doesn't know what it's like to sleep on the floor. The only harm that's ever come Donald Trump's way is if a golf ball might hit him while he's in a golf cart. It's the truth.